The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up here at 5 a.m. with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher.
We begin this morning with some breaking news. 3 people are dead following reports of a shooting at a home in South Bakersfield. It happened shortly after 6 o'clock last night on South M Street near South Chester Avenue. After getting the call, KCSO deputies say they walked into a home to find 3 victims of a violent assault. Homicide detectives were on scene to lead this investigation. No further information has been given to us at this time.
Meantime, KCSO is investigating another deadly shooting, this one in Delano. It happened Sunday night on Pond Road. Deputies say 36-year-old Juan Ruben Cortez was shot and killed while riding in a car. A woman was also shot. She's expected to survive. No word yet on any arrests.
A Shafter man is under arrest this morning after getting busted with meth in his car. Officers say they pulled the man over for a traffic stop Friday afternoon. They found 100 grams of packaged methamphetamine in his car. The man, identified as Robert Earl Smith, was booked into county jail on charges of selling and transporting a controlled substance.
A fire that started Sunday afternoon at a rail yard in central Bakersfield continues to burn more than 36 hours later. It happened after a huge pile of creosote-soaked rail ties caught fire and unleashed a steady black plume of smoke into the sky for hours. This is at the rail yard north of California Avenue near Bakersfield High School. The fire department told 17 News late last night that the fire was still smoldering. Despite smoke still hovering over the downtown area, officials say no harmful levels of air pollution were detected. No one was hurt in the fire, and the cause is under investigation.
Assemblymember Vince Fong's catalytic converter theft deterrent bill has been signed into law. Catalytic converter theft is rampant in California, costing victims as much as $4,000 in repairs. The bill allows law enforcement to charge thieves with illegal automobile dismantling when they are caught with 9 or more stolen cut catalytic converters. Unlicensed vehicle dismantling is a misdemeanor with fines up to $1,000 per offense. The bill was signed by Governor Newsom yesterday and becomes law January 1st.
Senator LaFonza Butler of California has tested positive for COVID-19, according to a post on her X, formerly known as Twitter. 2 weeks after being appointed by Governor Newsom, Senator Butler announced she has the virus and is experiencing mild symptoms. She says she'll isolate while the Senate is in session next week and work remotely.
We turn to our coverage of the Israel-Hamas war. President Joe Biden will travel to Israel later today. This visit comes as the war rages on and will be Biden's second trip to an active war zone this year alone. Biden previously traveled to Ukraine back in February. Biden plans on meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other Israeli leaders to show he stands squarely with the country. The upcoming trip follows an invitation from Netanyahu, as the 2 leaders had spoken 5 times since Hamas launched its attack last week, killing hundreds in Israel.
And taking you out live to Capitol Hill this morning, where the House of Representatives is still without a leader. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan is still short of the votes he needs to become the next speaker, but some Republicans say he is closing that gap. Several who opposed him just days ago now say they'll support him. Jordan can only lose 4 Republican votes if every House Democrat votes against him. Congress cannot pass any legislation until a new speaker is chosen. The House has been leaderless since Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy was ousted 2 weeks ago.
The GOP is coming to NBC. NBC News has announced it will host the next Republican primary debate. It will take place next month in Miami. The Republican National Committee will announce which candidates qualify to participate in the coming weeks. However, former President Trump has already said he plans to skip it. The debate will be held November 8th, and you'll be able to watch it right here, live on KGET.
Education news now. A new cruising cafe is making its way to schools in the Delano Union School District. The goal is to make sure kids are eating breakfast before they attend class. 17's Michaela Armstrong has more.
Breakfast is getting a makeover with the help of Delano Union School District's new cruising cafe. The cafe is set to open November 1st and will begin at district middle schools, then expand to elementary schools. Director of Food Services John Chavoya says the goal of the cruising cafe is to bring the food directly to where students are, like basketball courts, soccer fields, and other areas, and encourage them to eat breakfast.
That way they can study better, concentrate when they're in the classrooms, and they don't feel embarrassed when their stomach is growling inside the classroom. The
cruising cafe isn't up and running yet, but the district has done a test trial, and Chavoya says it couldn't have went better.
They thought it was an ice cream machine, so they were kind of happy to get on the line and and get their breakfast, and they were really excited.
According to Chavoya, the district is seeing 36% participation on breakfast for middle school sites and 47% participation on breakfast at elementary school sites, in comparison to 60 to 80% participation for lunch on middle school sites. Rhonda Respicio is a cook and serves lunch to many students at Cecil Avenue and says many don't eat breakfast because of the stigma of eating school food. But revamping the idea of what that looks like could change those numbers.
Some of them are too ashamed to go inside because it's not a cool thing to do once they hit middle school. So as we have it out there, more kids won't be ashamed to want to eat. We've never had this before, so kids just, like any kid, they want to be nosy. So if they see what it is, they're going to want to participate in it.
Participation that could get food in the hands of more students in the district. Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.